Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corey Cromery coming at you live from Minocqua, Wisconsin. Welcome to tonight's eXfuze live opportunity webinar. We are absolutely fired up and excited about this information we're going to share with you tonight. We have officially broken the record for the biggest webinar in eXfuze history, and you are going to hear about all the buzz and excitement that's going to be taking place tonight. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We definitely want to be respectful of your time. For those of you who are new here tonight, make sure you write down any questions that you have and get back with the person who invited you onto tonight's broadcast, and we'll be more than happy to get those questions answered for you after the broadcast is over. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring on our absolute famous speaker, a gentleman that a lot of you know. I see so many leaders on this thing right now. Mr. Diamond Director Eddie Freeman is going to be our presenter tonight, and he has some information to share with all of us that is just going to enhance the quality of your life so significantly. You have absolutely no idea what you're in store for. So without further ado, Mr. Eddie Freeman, take it away, my friend.
Well, hey, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to review this information. If you've got a job, you've already learned a lesson. Yeah, you can make an income, but you're never going to be able to create wealth. It's impossible, and the reason is simple. What you're doing is trading a unit of time for a unit of money. And you've probably already begun to realize that there are not enough units of time during the course of the day to make this exchange often enough to create wealth. Well, how do you create wealth? Well, maybe you could become a professional athlete, a movie star, a rock star. However, if none of those are going to happen for you, then chances are you're going to have to own your own business. However, as we look at starting a business, what we find is it usually costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started in a business, and then you have to work 2 years for 80 hours a week to almost break even. Over the course of the next 10 to 12 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about a business that you can get started for $250, $500, $1,000 maximum. And not only can you make all of your money back, usually within your first 2 weeks, but you can start showing a profit soon thereafter. Now, what do you really need for an opportunity? Well, I believe you need some sizzle products that have a big market value that a lot of people are consuming on a daily basis. You need a company with a proven track record. Of course, you need a compelling timing story, and most of all, you need to be able to get involved on a part-time basis for a small amount of money with the ability not only to make it back within a couple of weeks, but to show a profit. So we are a health and energy company, and we're spearheading this with a coffee product. Why am I excited about coffee? The markets for coffee are so huge. It's the most consumed beverage after water, the largest traded commodity after oil. Dunkin' Donuts has recently changed their logo. There's no donuts on the logo. It's coffee. I was reading a Wall Street Journal recently, and I saw that McDonald's hamburgers now sells more coffee than they sell burgers. Well, here's the situation. We've developed a coffee that is totally unique, and let me try to explain why. The coffee bean starts out very healthy. That is until you begin to grind it up to make coffee. It then begins to oxidize. It gets rancid. Did you ever meet anybody that drank a lot of coffee and they've got coffee breath? Well, we've developed something that is truly groundbreaking because our technology, which is patent pending, it does not ever oxidize. It doesn't get rancid. Now, it's a very healthy coffee. What we've done is add organoderma mushroom extract, not the powder. We've got people that are having tremendous amount of weight loss because what we did is we took the 3 top-selling ingredients out of the health food stores, the supermarkets, the drugstores, Garcinia cambogia extract, green coffee bean extract, raspberry ketones, but what is so unique is the delivery system. Now, it looks almost like a can of woman's hair mousse, and all you do is take hot water or cold, you squirt it directly in there, you don't even have to stir it, and immediately you have got fresh brewed, organic, kosher, non-GMO coffee at less than $1 a serving. Imagine that. Drink coffee, lose weight. Well, our second product also has a huge market. I just want you to think about this. Do you know anyone that uses energy drinks? Well, do you use energy drinks? I guess the question really is, would you rather spend money using energy drinks or make money using energy drinks? The markets are huge. 3 years ago, it was a $9 billion a year industry. Today, it's over $27 billion a year, projected to double within the next couple of years. Roughly 1 out of 4 people in the United States consume energy drinks on a daily basis. The reason the other people don't is that they've all been unhealthy. That is up to now. because what we've done is created something very different. It may be the first ever food-based, all-natural, healthy energy drink. It has a lot of beneficial ingredients. Green tea extract has a lot of powerful situations to it, and one of the things is it helps to cause fat oxidation, shrinking of fat cells. We've added blue-green algae, which has the same properties as chocolate to make you feel good. And I think what you're going to love is there's no added sugar, there's no crash, there's no jitters. It works in minutes. It lasts for hours. But for the first time in the history of this industry, the price of the product is a major part of the story. 29 cents a serving. And not only that, it's been certified by the Banned Substance Control Group. Today, we have a growing number of Olympic athletes using our products, endorsing our products. None of them get paid to do that. On the left-hand side of your screen is a young man named Justin Gatlin. Now, you've probably read a lot about him recently. 8 years ago, at the age of 22, he won the Olympic gold medal in the 100 meters for the United States. Last year in the Olympics, he ran again. He ran a faster time at the age of 30 than he did at the age of 22. Now, he didn't win. He lost to a phenom named Usain Bolt. However, he raced him again a few weeks later and has raced him 3 or 4 other times, beats him every time. And you know what? He's all over YouTube saying that one of the major reasons is our Zilla product. And of course, we still have our liquid nutritional supplements that come to be known for. They're all superfoods from extracts, and they start at about $1.10 a day. Get with the person that told you about us, and they'll show you a couple of short videos explaining how powerful these extracts are. Well, you know, it was W. Clement Stone, famous billionaire, said that when you can take products that people need and use, and you can make those products better, which we've done, and charge less, which we are doing, you're guaranteed success. That's just what we have. How big are the markets for these products? My gosh, they're universal products. Men, women, older people, younger people are all consuming these on a daily basis. Well, now when it comes to our company, as I look at the corporate officers, I see Don Cotton, our CEO, who is an enterprise architect with Microsoft, the CIO at GMAC. Our CFO, Michael Seymour, spent 11 years in a corner office on Wall Street, executive vice president of Morgan Stanley. Our executive vice president, Paul Morris, has spent 47 years in this industry, helped tens of thousands of people create residual income. And our VP of marketing and branding, Renee Page, spent 20 years on Madison Avenue, helping companies grow from small to big. Well, our visionary founder, Rick Cotton, spent 10 years in the mission field. 5 years prior to opening this company, he started an organization called Viva Kids, which feeds, clothes, and educates children around the world. To this day, a percentage of our global gross sales goes to feed, clothe, and educate these children. And our goal is to feed 1 million children, and we are on our way. Well, as far as the timing goes, this is where our story starts to get real good. See, we opened our doors 8 years ago, and all we had was liquid nutritional supplements. Here in the United States, as good as they were, it didn't take off. But in Southeast Asia, in particular Japan, we took off like a rocket ship, and we realized something recently. We became a debt-free company, and that is when we added the coffee, the Zilla, to reverse launch back into the United States, creating the dream come true timing story in this industry. Look, everybody knows if you get involved late, there's no growth, you don't make money. So you might say, well, hey, I heard about a new company opening up next week, and there's one that opened up 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but if you look at it, you'll find that 1 out of 1,000 companies makes it 5 years. See, what we've got is the reward without the risk. It is said if you're in the first 40 to 70,000 distributors, that's ground floor. Folks, we have a fraction of that. With us, you've got a ground floor opportunity. The difference is no risk, because we're backed by an 8-year-old, debt-free, international, rock-solid company. So how do you make money in a company like this? Well, there's 4 different ways of making money, and the first way is our customer acquisition bonus. You can get together with the person that told you about us, and they're going to show you how to earn over $1,000 a month just on customers. Well, the second way you make money is called fast cash. This will enable you, whether you come in at $250, $500, or $1,000, if you enroll 4 people the way you enrolled, all your money comes back to you, and sometimes it happens as little as 1 to 2 weeks. Well, the third way of making money is basic commission. And the way the basic commission structure works is you're going to have 2 legs, one on your left, one on your right. At the end of every week, the company calculates the volume on both legs. And what you're going to earn is 10% of the total organizational volume of the weaker leg. So in this instance, you've got 24,000 to the left, 30 to the right. You make 10% of 24,000, 2,400. Now, as good as this is, the millionaires that have been made in Southeast Asia have all come from the fourth way of making money. It's the most powerful way I've ever seen, and it's called the director check match. Once you hit the level of director, and I can teach you how to make director tonight, everybody that you ever enroll, and it doesn't matter where they're placed in your organization, every week that they get a basic commission check, whether that check is $30, whether that check is $10,000, you get a matching bonus. Now, we pay up to 8 generations of matching bonus, not levels. A generation would go up to and including your first director. So if Mark were to enroll Corey, who enrolls Gio, who enrolls Mel, who enrolls Becky, and Becky becomes a director, everyone between Mark and Becky is part of his first generation, and we pay up to 8 generations of this matching bonus. So how do you get to, oh, and we also have a car bonus. This is Angel Arias, a Team Elite director, who is the first of many recipients of the black Mercedes-Benz, and it is absolutely beautiful. So how do you get started? Well, there's 3 ways. Number 1, you can get a promo pack. You always spend the $59 and change. That gets you all of your websites, and now you're going to need some product. So you get a promo pack, and it's $250. Now, what do you do with the product in there? Well, you're going to consume some of it, and then you're going to give some of it away just so people can sample it. Well, if you want to start earning matching bonus tonight, then you can buy the Bronze 500 pack. What this consists of is 2 of the Pro 250 packs. And what do you do with it? Well, the first one, again, you're going to consume some, give some away as samples. The second one, when you enroll somebody, you hand them that package so they can take it home that night, and then the company drop ships you another one. Well, if you want to start getting 3 generations of matching bonus, then you can be grandfathered for 90 days if you buy the gold package. And all that is 4 of the pro packages. And when you do that, you are grandfathered for 90 days to 3 entire generations of matching bonus. And I can promise you a lot of money is made in your first 3 generations. Well, let's put it all back together. You've got Sizzle products in great demand. You've got a proven company with a great track record, a timing story that no one can argue with, best compensation plan I've ever seen. What could possibly be left is training and support. See, when we bring you into the business, we're not going to throw you up against the wall and hope that you stick. We're going to teach you our proven methodology for success. It's as simple as sending out a couple of texts a day on the Go eXfuze app. As far as support goes, you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. There's always a minimum of 8 people with a vested interest in you. You know, Ray Kroc says the key for success is what you've got to do is be lucky. Lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. Wise enough to recognize your right place at the right time, and then take massive action. Victor Hugo said, there is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. I'm here to tell you that eXfuze's time has come. And all you have to do is ask yourselves one question. If everything you heard here were true, and it's all verifiable, is there anything that would prevent you from getting started right now? I've done a lot of reading in my time, and one thing I love reading about is great leaders. Great leaders all have that one thing in common. They are decisive, and they base their decisions on facts. Tonight, I did my best to give you the facts, and I urge you, make a decision. Either these are products you want to start using right away, or it's the business you want to let us help you build by becoming a distributor. And if I were you, I wouldn't allow the person out of my sight who told me about this, because I'm convinced that there is nothing any of us can do over the next 2 years that has the ability to pay us for the rest of our lives like active, aggressive participation in this company. For those of you who are already involved, you've made the right choice. For those of you who are not, I urge you, get involved tonight. I hope I get a chance to meet and speak with each and every one of you in the near future. My name is Eddie Freeman.